Well, Dziękuję, brothers and sisters, and good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time of your day you're watching this. Welcome to Mission Zero, and this is episode 16 of The Word with Friends. And today what I want to talk about is the word faith. Now, I've talked about faith a couple of times before, and probably the place that I spent the most time talking about it was in episode 1. But episode 1 was like 30 minutes long, and probably you're not going to go back to watch that, although I think you probably should at some point. But let me give you kind of the high points of what I talked about in there. The word faith is used over 240 times in the Bible. 239 of those are the Greek word pistis. And pistis is rooted in an older Greek word, pytho. And if you're familiar with Greek mythology, Pytho was the Greek goddess of persuasion and seduction. And so what the verb pytho actually meant was to convince someone of something, particularly using words. Why does that matter? There's kind of two ways that you can be convinced of something, right? There's you can experience something or you can see something, but then there's to have something explained to you through words. And the difference there is huge because oftentimes we have belief in things that we've seen but not necessarily understood, whereas Pytho is talking about really convincing you. Something that you know, and once you know it, you can't unknow it. There is no changing your mind on this. It's been explained. Well, that's really important, but the other thing to know is, well, there are other words that mean faith in the Bible. And so I want to talk through those today and then kind of wrap it around into the whole of what faith actually is and what it means to you and why you should care even if you're not a Christian. So 5 of those times are the Greek word oligopistos, which means small amount of pistis, a small amount of convincing. That's like, you've been told and you sort of get it, but you're not really that vested in it, okay? Then one time is super interesting. It is in Hebrews 10:23. Okay, so if you don't know Hebrews 10:23, it is, let us hold fast to our profession of faith without wavering. The interesting thing about that is that one instance of the word faith is not pistis or oligopistos, it is elpis. Now, elpis actually doesn't mean faith. Elpis means hope. And so it's let us hold fast to our profession of hope. What does that mean? Well, it's sort of like building a building, right? You're holding fast to the faith that this is going to be something. This is going to be a neighborhood that will be filled with vibrance and life and children and families and joy. But you don't actually know that. It's a hope that you have. Why is that important? The first 2 uses of the word faith in the Bible are in the Old Testament. There's 2 different words that are used. One is emun and one is emunah. And both of those are rooted in another Hebrew word, aman. And aman means to support. And specifically, this verb is discussing a foster parent, right? So, or a nurse. So if you think back to the Hebraic days, when you brought a child into the world, you didn't just raise the child, you also had servants that helped to take care of the child. Well, in fact, your nurses, your aides, your au pairs, your nannies, whatever you want to call it, they took care of your child more often than you did. And so you think when you were a baby in the arms of your nurse, You feel warm, you feel protected, you feel safe, you feel guarded. Okay, so that's aman. Well, emunah is a feminine noun, and it refers to providing that aman. You are secure, you have faith in your ability to take care of this child that's in your care. Emun is a masculine noun, and it refers to the receiving of aman. So it is the faith that you get from being in the arms of your protector, the arms of your guardian, and the arms of your God, who wants nothing in this entire universe more than for you to know and believe and to be convinced that he loves you. And that's what faith really is. We sling faith around a lot of different ways, but what it really means is to be convinced, to have been given proof that you can never, ever be robbed of, that there is a God who loves you and is working all things together for your good. Well, there's my message. I hope that that blessed you. And if you enjoyed it, please share it so other people can enjoy it. And I love you, and God bless you, and I love you more than words can ever say. And may God pour down all the blessings of heaven upon you. And peace out.